Summer is supposed to be a time of fun, relaxation, and enjoying all sorts of events like going to the beach, taking in parades and carnivals, and going on vacation. But for kids with sensory processing disorder, it can be a season full of stress and difficulty. In fact, for many families, this is when they first recognize the signs of sensory issues in their kids, noticing they're easily overwhelmed in big crowds and with loud noises and can't handle transitions well and struggle to stay calm and regulated in the heat. Sadly, these sensory struggles aren't just for a few families here and there. When today 1 in 6 kids with struggle with sensory processing disorder and have various challenges each and every day. Their nervous system struggles to filter and regulate normal input, leaving them in a constant state of sensory overload. Sadly, pediatricians often dismiss parents' concerns, saying it's just a phase. But the truth is, early intervention is crucial for children with SPD to thrive, and even more importantly, those interventions must address the root cause of sensory processing disorder and not just recommend workarounds that may be helpful but not sustainable. This video is for parents who suspect their child may have sensory processing disorder and want to understand the signs, causes, and available care options. We'll dive deep into all things sensory processing disorder and explore how the perfect storm of factors contribute to its development and how neurologically focused chiropractic care can help restore balance to your child's nervous system. Like we mentioned before, sensory processing disorder affects a staggering 1 in 6 children, with numbers continually rising. Despite this prevalence, SPD is frequently overlooked or misunderstood by healthcare providers. While SPD often co-occurs with autism spectrum disorder, they are distinct conditions. Children with sensory challenges may exhibit age-appropriate skills in some areas while struggling with pronounced sensory-based difficulties in others. Here are some common signs of sensory processing disorder in kids: oversensitivity to touch, types of clothing, sounds, smells, lights, and trying new foods, which may lead to discomfort with certain textures, avoidance of being touched, or distress when clothing feels too tight or itchy, as well as covering ears in response to normal sounds, fear of loud noises like vacuum cleaners, sirens, or alarms. These things can present in 2 different ways: seeking sensory input, such as constantly touching objects, seeking strong tactile sensations, or engaging in rough play, and avoiding sensory input, such as avoiding activities that involve physical contact, such as hugging, or being distressed by activities like haircuts or teeth brushing. Some other signs include difficulty with fine motor skills, challenges with tasks such as buttoning clothes, using utensils, or writing, difficulty with gross motor skills, problems with activities like running, jumping, or riding a bike, balance and coordination issues, frequent tripping, falling, or appearing clumsy, poor body or spatial awareness, difficulty knowing where their body is in space, leading to bumping into objects or people, overwhelm in crowded places, distress or anxiety in crowded environments like malls, parks, or parties, difficulty transitioning between activities, meltdowns or anxiety when changing from one activity to another or moving between different environments, emotional outbursts, frequent tantrums or meltdowns in response to sensory overload or frustration, difficulty self-calming, struggling to soothe themselves when upset, often needing external help to calm down, hyperactivity or inactivity, being excessively active or lethargic depending on the sensory input they seek or avoid, difficulty sleeping, trouble falling asleep or staying asleep due to sensory sensitivities, poor attention span, difficulty focusing on tasks, easily distracted by sensory stimuli, repetitive behaviors, engaging in repetitive motions or actions as a way to self-soothe or manage sensory input. So what's really going on with the nervous system and SPD? Sensory processing is a 3-part process. First, the sensory input comes in through the sensory nerves and sensory aspect of the spinal cord, reading information from both the internal body and external environments. Second, the brain and central nervous system must process or interpret sensory information and determine what is important to pay attention to and react to, and what is not important and should be filtered out or essentially ignored. Third, the brain and nervous system then send information in what are called actions or impulses out of the various parts of the brain and body to react and respond to the incoming sensory input. When the sensory nerve pathways into the brain and nervous system are altered and interfered with, the brain and nervous system then receive bad information. And in turn, that leads to poor decision making or interpretation, and finally, bad or inappropriate actions and outputs as a result of this bad information and improper processing or interpretation of the sensory information. Once you understand subluxation and the nervous system dysregulation, then parents can truly understand what the root cause of SPD is. Why are sensory issues and subluxation so hard to find and make sense of? Well, first off, traditional pediatricians and medical doctors do not have a good understanding of SPD and neurosensory functioning as a whole. Second, no traditional medical testing or even movement-based therapies like PT or OT know how to find and detect subluxation and nervous system dysregulation in this way. While the root cause of sensory processing disorder may escape most common medical diagnostic testing, our neurological insight scans are literally designed to find subluxation, nervous system dysregulation and dysfunction, and help parents see with their own eyes exactly what's causing their child's frequent tantrums, meltdowns, and sensory difficulties. If you feel like you've already done months or even years of OT and made all sorts of sensory workarounds part of your normal everyday life, and you just want things to be easier and less modified for your child and family, you need to learn more about exactly how neurologically focused chiropractic care works. This specialized form of chiropractic care, like we provide here at Innate Family Chiropractic, can do so much for kids struggling with sensory issues. Help your child and whole family get back to an easier, calmer, more consistent quality of life with chiropractic care. To learn more or schedule an appointment, simply visit the link below and in our bio. Leave us a comment or send us a DM to get connected with one of our care advocates right away.